Okay, 13.5 movement prep from Westport, Connecticut. Okay, so there's plenty of things to prep here, depending on where you struggle. It could be your ankles, could be your hips, could be your thoracic spine, your rack position, or your overhead position. Bunch of stuff to do, okay? But let's stick with the basics, the most important things. First one, the ankles, okay? If you're lacking the ankle dorsiflexion, you can't get to the bottom of your squat, you end up on your toes, you lose a lot of efficiency. You want to stick to your heels. So, simple one. Wind up the band in the front of the joint as low down as possible, and you're going to just squat down and just find any tension, any tightness you have. If you do this before the workout, keep it dynamic. You want to make sure you're moving around. Hit all different angles. You can also do the same thing standing, just pushing that knee in different angles. Make sure nothing is tight in there. Once you've done that, additional piece for the ankle, because it's important, wind up my toe up. So if you look like this, you're not going to get much out of it. Wind up that foot up, and you might need to lean back a lot to get there. Hips towards the pole, and now I'm going to drive my hips forward. I'm going to drive my hips sideways, and then I'm going to drive my hips into rotation. And every time there's a component of that driving the hip towards the pole. 5-10 reps of each of those. That should start to get your ankles ready for the workout. Now, next piece, thinking both the thruster and thinking of that chest to bar pull-up as well. If your hips are not well open, that's going to really limit you, in keeping that position on the butterfly. So if you start to break because you cannot extend here, that's going to cost you. So the classic, set the band, choose a height that works well for you. A little bit lower might be ideal than what I said in here, but this will going to work today. Again, you can floss with the band. You can just keep your belly tight, butt tight, floss upwards. You can come up here and do little lunges. Whatever you need to do to get that front of the hip open. After that, let's think about opening that hip capsule. If you're tight on those thrusters, again, it's going to cost you. So, but 90-degree pull, all fours, start one knee underneath the belly button, sink down, hip into that external rotation, rotate away, and you should feel this on your left butt cheek. You're going to push in this direction to increase the mob, and you can just go in and out in this position, or you can go back to setup and just go in and out in here. The goal is just to get those hips ready for the thrusters. Now once you've done that, you obviously need to think about your thoracic spine, double across balls. I'm not going to show it again, you've seen it so many times. Work the whole area, work in extension, different arm positions, and then the front rack. Now, if you don't have a good front rack, it's going to cost you a lot in efficiency in those thrusters. When the elbows come down, you end up on your toes. So it's worth spending some time in here. Okay, so band around the wrist, around the foot. I'm going to twist around into this position. Okay, from here, again, for the warm-up, good idea, just the band is behind my butt. I can just go backwards and forwards. I can rotate, and that's going to change the mode. I can bring my elbow higher. I try to keep external rotation, but you probably will lose that. I can do rotations here. I can let the band go on the side and drive side to side in here. Obviously, I could also set the band up high from the pull-up rig. Do the classic where my elbow goes through the band. Elbow goes through the band and in. Now I can bias different positions in here. Final piece, you need to hit the overhead position. A lot of different options. One of them would be grab the band, double it up. I'm not going to double that one up, but I can just go here, wrist through, bias the external rotation, get some traction in there, work through any corners that you might have for that overhead position. Again, the idea with this movement prep is to get you ready to maintain those positions, to be as relaxed as you can. Once you've done all this, I would finish off with the 27 squats, 27 different foot positions. I post that up online as well after this video. Good luck.